Greetings and a warm welcome to this week's edition of 401k Real Talk. This is Fred Barstein, contributing editor at wealthmanagement.com's RPA Omnichannel and CEO at Trow, TPSU, and 401k TV. I review all of the past week's stories and select the most important and interesting ones, providing open, honest, and candid discussion you will not get anywhere else. So let's get real. First story is the job market crashing. After adding only 12,000 new jobs in October and revising the last 2 months downward, the last pre-election report could hearken a new job market. Hiring is depressed, as are new job postings, but the unemployment rate held steady with few layoffs. Business services led with 47,000 fewer jobs. Some of the causes of the anemic October job report are one-offs, like the 2 hurricanes and the Boeing strike of 35,000 workers, which has since been resolved. Will the new report cause the Fed to keep interest rates steady? And how will the new Trump administration affect rates, if at all? Next story. While 2025 IRA limits remain steady at 7,000, DC and 457 plans increased slightly to 23,500 with catch-up contributions unchanged. A recent poll by Professor Shlomo Bernardsky indicated that 53% think IRA limits should be higher than 401ks, with just 12,000 indicating that they should be lower. Bernardsky was recently scolded by none other than NAPA's Nevin Adams, who took exception to Bernardsky's recent Wall Street Journal article questioning whether DC plans fit the 21st century workforce. Adams claimed that the column was a call for a federally sponsored plan, which of course Bernardsky did not propose, suggesting only tweaks to the system. Touchy subject, I guess, for the folks at NAPA. Next story. A recent capitalized report took direct aim at the current IRA rollover system, with 1.1 trillion predicted to move in 2024, calling it the least digital process of all personal finance. Capitalized claims that 42% of rollovers took more than 2 months to complete, with 80% having to go through a manual process, some requiring a phone call. Only 22% of the rollovers occurred without assistance. The likely demise of the DOL fiduciary role will keep more advisors in the rollover game, while the DOL's auto-transferability and the portability service network, which includes 6 of the largest DC record keepers, could help more assets stay in the plan. All of which highlights flaws in the DC system pointed out in the Wall Street Journal column by Bernardsky, as people change jobs 12 to 13 times throughout their careers. Next story. Who said record keeping was not a profitable business? Certainly not Empower, which reported record Q3 earnings, increasing year over year by 35% and 12% from last quarter. Year-to-date earnings were $711 million, mostly from increased workplace fees, which were at $46 billion year-to-date. Though nascent, the personal capital business, now called Empower Personal Wealth, grew to $85 billion AUM with a 16% year-over-year earnings increase. Overall, Empower has $1.8 trillion, 19 million participants, which proves that scale is important, and those without it need to find another angle fast if they hope to compete with the likes of Empower and Fidelity, which has $3.5 trillion in DC assets and $15 trillion overall. That mountain is only getting harder to climb. Final story, and what could be a transformational event, the acquisition of NEPC by Hightower could completely disrupt the wealth, retirement, and institutional DC markets. Combined, the firms will have $1.8 trillion under advisement, with $150 billion coming from Hightower, which has 642 advisors and is a leading RIA aggregator. Read my recent wealthmanagement.com RPA column, which includes exclusive interviews with the leaders at the two firms about how the combination could accelerate not just the convergence of wealth and retirement at the workplace, but also the consolidation of RPA and RIA aggregators, leaving institutional consultants looking for new partners to leverage participants. And last but not least, my recent LinkedIn poll asked, with a new administration, what is the likelihood that the DOL's fiduciary rule is implemented in the next 12 to 24 months? Most of you think there is a 0% chance, with very few thinking it has a 50% or more likelihood. So those were the most important stories from the past week. I listed a few others I thought were worth reading, covering RIA M&A October market reports record results. Pantera survey highlights the importance of 401k accounts to investors. Napa scolds Bernarzi for even hinting at a federal takeover. Hidden fees and the retirement income plans may be holding the industry back. And B. Riley sells a unit to Stifel. Let me know if I missed anything or if you'd like to comment. Otherwise, I look forward to speaking to you next week on 401k Real Talk.